Okay, we're here. At least I think we're here. Hello. I'm not using a headset, so I hope the audio is okay. And it's not too noisy. But I wanted to play Final Girl again. I've streamed this game before. I tend to mess it up a lot when I stream, so I haven't streamed it in a while. Haven't played it in a while. But I played a couple days ago a new feature film. Well, new for me. I think it's series 1 or 2. So it's this one's been out for a while, but I hadn't played it until a couple days ago. So this is the Intruders at Wingard Cottage, which to my knowledge is based on the film The Strangers, which I hadn't seen. It came out in 2007. I hadn't seen it up until a week ago. So finally watched it. Finally decided to play the game. I don't know if it helps having seen the movie or not. The film that's based on, or the game that's based on The Thing, I found it helpful to have watched The Thing, which I had also never seen previously. And not even really just from a strategy point, but you kind of just the references is kind of cool to understand. In the one that's based on The Thing, there's roller skates as one of the items you can get that helps you move faster. And if you've seen the movie, there's one of the people in the movie has roller skates, and that's kind of how he gets around. So you're like, oh, that's funny, they have roller skates. So this one, I don't think it's that similar to the movie. It's kind of cool having seen the movie, because in my mind it's kind of what's playing as I'm going through the tabletop version. So yeah, I played this once. I died horribly. It was really difficult. I did not do a good job, but we're gonna try again and see if we can make out a little better. So the interesting thing about this box, if you've never played Final Girl, it's a one-player horror survival game. So you just play by yourself. The killer kind of does their thing, and you have to try to beat the killer, save victims, that type of thing. This game is a little bit different from most of the other boxes because there's actually 3 killers. A lot of the boxes there's just 1 killer, but some of them have multiple killers, like this one. So that makes it a little extra complex. If you're starting out playing Final Girl, I definitely recommend playing one of the simpler boxes with just 1 killer, just to kind of learn all the rules and everything. It's pretty hefty. This is the rule book, and then there's special rules that come with the different boxes. So once you learn the core rules, you have to add on or change some of the rules of the game. So it gets kind of complicated, hence why I tend to screw it up a few times here and there. Lots of things to follow. But the more you play it, the more it becomes, intuitive or whatever. So we're going to give it a try. I know my cameras aren't super great, so I'm sure you can't read what's on the screen, but I will tell you everything that's happening and show you the cards as we work through the game. So this box, let's take a look at what we're dealing with. So our killer is the Intruders. Like I said, there's 3 killers. They're all kind of, all their stats and everything are on this board here. And then Wingard Cottage is the location that came with this board. With the Final Girl games, you can mix and match locations, but I'm using this full set for this box, which is the Intruders at Wingard Cottage. And the killers have their own kind of set of rules that add on, and then the location has its own set of rules to add on. So there's different components that kind of go along with each, which is cool, because then when you're switching things up, the location kind of comes with certain elements that you're adding into the game that you wouldn't get if you were using a different location. So lots of stuff going on. So we have everything set up. Wingard Cottage. So this is kind of set up similar to the cottage in the movie The Strangers. So you've got our cottage here. All of these kind of square areas are our indoor areas of the house. There's bedrooms, kitchen, family room, blah, blah, blah. There's a front porch. There's a bunch of outdoor spaces, the yard, the lakefront. There's a couple of outbuildings, garage, shed, boathouse. There's a lake over here. A couple of exit spaces so we can save victims by bringing them to those exit spaces. Our final girl is here outside. There's a bunch of victims partying in the house. And our 3 killers are just standing in the front yard watching everything because they're a bunch of creeps. The other thing that this box incorporates that most of the other boxes don't is item crafting. So there are supply items that you can pick up throughout the game, and then there are crafted items that you can use the supply items to make or modify other items that are found throughout the game. So that's new. I haven't played any other boxes that have that feature. So that's a new thing for me, but it seems pretty simple. So I didn't get to craft anything last time I played because I didn't find the right materials. There's a deck of crafted items that you shuffle and draw out for, so you don't always get the same items, and you need different supplies for each item, so it's kind of mix and match as far as what you get there. So we have our setup. This one is called Grad Party, so if you can see that, that told us where everybody is hanging out. And then our starting event is called Escape Attempt, and this one's interesting. It says the victim closest to the driveway is going to make a run for the exit. So we do have a victim who's literally like in the space next to the driveway. So it says we want to roll 1 die. So my dice are all over here. So we're going to roll 1. It says if the result is 4 or 5, the victim moves 1 space closer to the driveway. So in this case, I would think this guy would go to the driveway, but we rolled a 4. If the result is 1 through 4, the victim dies. Great. And then it says repeat until the victim, either reaches the driveway or is killed. So if you keep rolling 5s and 6s, the victim will just keep moving towards the driveway until it gets out or until it dies. So that didn't work out super well. So victim, you just died trying to get to the driveway. I don't know how you managed that, but good job. So that is our first victim dead, which is great. So we're going to move him to our dead pool. And then every time a victim dies, the bloodlust meter goes up, which increases the power of our killers. So we're off to a great start so far. Haven't even started the freaking game, and our killers are already getting stronger. So with this, the hockey mask icon that you can't really see here means the horror level increases, and that dictates a lot of things. It makes the game more difficult when the horror level is higher. So I have to increase my horror level by 2, which I am not happy about. Horror meter is over here. We start at 3 for this, so I'm going to move it up to 5. And that doesn't really change anything right now. If it goes above 6, we lose a dice, which is bad. So anyway, that's our starting event. Now we can go into our first turn, which is the final girl. My final girl that I chose to play with is Ava, and she came with this box. So she's one of the characters for this feature film. She's got 5 health. If she saves 5 victims, she gets these perks, and then she also gets an additional perk, which you can't read, but it says when making a horror roll, you may re-roll all 1 results. Which is pretty cool. And for each additional victim saved, you decrease the horror level by 1. So that's very useful. I would love to get Ava to the point where she has these perks. But for now, we're going to start with her like this. All right, so we're using 2 dice. For our action phase, so you start with these cards in your hand. I always like to use focus first because we can use that to decrease our horror level. So we're going to play that for now and give it a good 2-die roll. And we already started the game by increasing the horror level, so I do want to bring it down, if possible. So I rolled 1 success, which means I can decrease it by 1 and lose time. But if I get 2 success, I decrease it by 1 and gain time. So I am going to discard 2 cards to change my partial success, which is the 4, to a 5 or 6. So we're discarding these 2. And then let's execute that result. So we're going to move the horror level down by 1, and we earned 2 time. So that's great. I do have another focus, so I think I'm going to give it another go. Out of cards to discard, though, realistically. So hopefully we don't get a total failure. All right. So I can discard my walk cards if I want to bring it down 1 more time. That would be a partial success. I might just do that. I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to discard my walk cards, change this to 1 success. So we are going to decrease the horror level by 1, and I'm going to lose 1 time, but we're still up on time, so that's good. So these are all going in my discard pile, which is going to be right there for right now. And I'm out of action cards, so we're going to move on to our planning phase, which is where we purchase action cards. I have 7 time to spend on cards. So let's see. I'm going to take a sprint because we're going to want to move at some point, and that costs 2. So we're down to 5. Let's do have 5. What do I want? What do I want? Distraction's a good one. I guess I'll get distraction since I have so much time to spend. So 5, that costs 3, so we're down to 2. Sprint, distraction. Get close call, search, or guard, or another sprint. I'll take the 2 close call. They each cost 1, so that's that. We're out of time. I got this nifty little 3D printed card holder, and that's where I'm going to put my hand. All right, we're out of time, so that's going to end our planning phase, at which point we reset the time to 6 and return the discarded cards back to the tab below so we can purchase them next time. So those are going to go right there. All right, that was a super boring action phase. Let's move on to the killer phase. So our killers... Trish, Baghead, and Zeke. Alright, they're all standing out front like a bunch of creeps looking in the window. So, all killers will target the closest victim or final girl and attack. There are no victims in their space, so they're not going to attack quite yet. And then we're going to draw our first terror card. So, terror deck is right here. First terror card says, we're not going to make it through the night. So, the active killer, which is Trish. I think it just starts on Trish. That's what I did anyway. I didn't double check that in the setup, but if I remember correctly, it starts with Trish. Yeah. She's like the ringleader, I think. All right. So Trish, I'm going to target the closest victim or final girl and move. Killer's movement speed is 1 right now. So she's going to move 1 space towards the closest victim, which in their current condition is going to be this dude. So she's going to go over there, and then she's going to attack, kills that victim. So we're going to move him to our dead pool, and then increase the bloodlust meter to 2, which doesn't really change anything, so that's good. All right, so after that, we change the active killer. That's like one of the things that's unique to this feature film, is with the 3 killers, there's only 1 killer that's like active at any time. There's certain events that will trigger all killers to perform an action, but typically there's only one active killer. And that's kind of constantly changing throughout the game through events or through terror cards. If you attack a killer, then that killer becomes the active killer. But for now, we're going to change the active killer. It's going up and it loops around, so now Zeke is going to be the active killer. He's going to do the same thing, target closest victim, move, and attack. So their movement speed is now 2 because of the bloodlust. So he can either go over here to the lakefront or go through the porch into the house. I'm going to move him into the house just for funsies. So he's moving 2 spaces, attacking this victim. So that victim goes in the dead pool. And then we increase the bloodlust meter again, which doesn't really change anything. And then finally, the horror level increases, which is why I'm glad I used my focus cards to decrease it, because we would have been in like 1 dice territory by now with that. All right, so that was our terror card. That was kind of a long one, but we did it. Panic phase, if there's any victims in a space with a killer, and victims died, which they did, the victims panic, which means they run to other spaces on the board, but there's no victims in spaces with the killer right now. I find it's pretty rare that that happens when I'm playing. So we'll skip the panic phase. Upkeep phase, I can rearrange items. I don't really have anything, so let's move on to the next final girl action phase. So let me take my hand. So I have sprint and distraction as my action cards, and then I have cards that I can re-roll if I fuck up. So let's play distraction first and see if we can get the horror level even lower. So working with 2 dice. Ooh, I got a double success off the bat. I like it. So we get to decrease the horror level by 2 and increase 2 times. So horror level is going down to 2 and times going up to 8. Fantastic. Love it. All right, now I can use my sprint card, and I still have both my close calls to use if I need. Which is great, because if you fuck up sprinting, you can hurt yourself. I would like to try to save some victims. What is the... We're not really super close to an exit space. I might be able to go... That's me. I might be able to go this way and get that guy out of here. The other victims that are closer to me are at the lakefront, and there's really no exit in that corner of the board. There's only 3 exits. I don't want to go in the house, so I think I'm going to try to sprint that away and see if we can save that dude. So let's roll the sprint. 2 partial successes. So we have a lot of options here. I can discard both of these cards and get 1 success, or I can use these to re-roll. But if I re-roll, there's no guarantee I'm going to even get a success. And then if I spend a card to re-roll, I'll only have 1 card and won't be able to discard to change the partial success. So I think I'm just going to discard them and get 1 success. Because I can still move up to 2 spaces with 1 success, which is not bad. Like, I don't really need to move 3 spaces. That would definitely save the victim, but we'll at least get to them this turn. Alright, so I'm discarding 2 cards to change my partial success to a success, which means we move up to 2 spaces and lose 1 time. I'm going to account for my time loss now so I don't forget. And then we're going to do our movement. So final girl is going to move 1, 2. We're hanging out with this victim. The other thing is this space here, this little icon there is a supply. So I can also pick up that item supply. I want to read about it because what does it say? Some spaces on the board have supply item symbols corresponding to a specific type of supply item. While on one of these spaces, you may gain the corresponding supply item card at the cost of time. Okay. You can't do it while moving through the space. So we stopped on the space, and that is wood. Why is there so much wood? And this happened to me last time I played. I picked up the wood, and then I looked at the crafting items, and there wasn't anything you could use the wood for. So I was like, I don't need to waste the time picking it up if I can't do anything with it. And I think it's the same now. Nails and rope, rope, discarded tools and nails. Yeah, with the items that we were dealt from the crafted item deck, I can't use the wood for anything, so I'm not going to spend the time to pick it up. Unfortunately, they have you deal these out face up, so you know what your options are, which is kind of weird if you think about it, like in real life, but it's good that they do that because I don't need to waste my time. So we're not going to pick up the wood, but we're hanging out with the victim, so that's good. That's it for my action phase. I'm out of cards, so these are all discarded. I'm going to move into my buy phase. So I'm going to take all my 0 cost action cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because I somehow managed to use those all last turn. So those can come back into my hand. You can only have 10 cards in your hand, so that's 6. So I can buy 4 more. And I have 7 time to spend, which is pretty good. So I think I'm going to get... I'm going to take Retaliate because that one's expensive, so we'll hold on to that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now I have 3 left. Where am I? I think I want the search card. I'm kind of close to the shed. Ooh, I'm close to the garage. We can search there for items, which will be really helpful. Weapons will be really helpful. I would love to find a long-range weapon for this game. I don't like getting up close to the killers in this one, but we'll see what we can do. So I'm going to take this search, which kind of sucks because I still have 1 time left, but there's no cards that cost 1 time, so we're kind of just going to lose that. Extra time doesn't carry over into the next phase, so it's going to restart at 6, which is fine, and then this will be our new hand for next time. And I get to return these to the tableau. So I'm going to plop my cards in my hand in my little holder doohickey. I'm putting, there's 2 rows. The ones I'm less likely to use, I'm shoving in the back here. Nice. That was a good investment, I feel like. As soon as I saw that at a con somewhere, and I was like, I could use that for Final Girl. Cause like there's enough crap on the table if I can get something like out of the way a little bit. All right, so returning the other cards to the tableau. There you go. Super. Planning phase is over. We're moving on to the next killer phase. Oh my god, we're all gonna die. All right, so all killers target a victim and attack. They don't move as part of their like initial function. So there's no victims in the spaces with the killers. So that doesn't matter. That happens a lot. Which is fine. So our terror card is kind of going to dictate what's happening. They will hunt you. Place the active killer in your space. Bro, that's fucked up. Didn't I just take the retaliate card? All right, our active killer right now is still Zeke. So this one. So he's going to end up in my space, which I have a victim with me too, so this is not good. But it's specifically targeting the final girl, not a victim. Obviously, because this is putting him in my space, they're not going to assume that there's a victim in my space. So he's going to attack me, which is kind of fucked up. And then the other 2 killers are going to move towards me. So they are, in fact, hunting me. Okay, bro. So Zeke is going to attack me. The killer's attack damage right now is only 1, which isn't bad. Do I want to use my retaliate card or do I want to just take the damage? I guess I might as well. Like, I kind of want to save it. Is that weird? Like, he's only doing 1 damage. If I do this and it works, I reduce damage by 2. Ugh. Fine. Alright, I'm going to play retaliate. Oh, but I deal damage back if I get it. So that's good, I guess. We got 1 success and then 1 nothing. If I got a partial success, I could try. You can't even like see these because the thing I'm using is the same color. We got a 2 and a 6. I have enough cards in my hand that I could discard to change a partial success, but we didn't get one. So we're going to go with 1. So I reduce damage from the attack by 2. It's only 1. So I take no damage, but I deal 1 damage back to our buddy Zeke, which is down here. So we're going to take 1 heart away from Zeke. Brilliant. All right, so that gets discarded. So that was the first... What did I do with that card? Oh, it's right here. That was our first part of our terror card. So now the active killer changes. So we're going to change from Zeke to Trish. And Trish is going to move towards me. Their movement speed is 2. Quickest route to me is probably through the lakefront. So she just runs by those 2. And then we're changing the active killer again to Baghead. And Baghead is also going to move 2 spaces towards me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so 1, 2. So he's in the driveway, which is not awesome. So that's resolved. They will hunt you. I feel very hunted. I also feel very warm. Okay. So that's pretty much the end of the killer phase. Now this is interesting. So panic phase, if there's a victim... Wait, no victims died, right? No victims died that turn. Okay, so I don't need to do the panic phase. I was going to say, there is a victim in the space with the killer, so they would panic, but no one died. So this victim's just like, who's this guy with a weird mask on? What's he doing here? Doesn't know anybody's been killed yet, so good for them. I'm going to flip that event because it's been resolved. Alright, upkeep phase. I don't really need to do anything there. Action phase. Action. Look at all my beautiful cards in my hand. Where am I? So I'm going to... Ooh, I have so many things I can do. I'm going to use focus first. Our horror level is 2. If I can get it down to 1, I will get an extra dice. So let's try our luck with focus. I have enough cards where I can discard too if I need to. Fuck you. Partial success. So I'm going to discard my weak attack and short rest because hopefully... Actually, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm going to discard my short rest. I'm keeping my weak attack because I'm in the same space as the killer. Do I want to attack him? Not really, but we can try. I'll discard my other focus for now. So we'll discard those 2 to make this a success. 1 success. So I move the horror level down by 1. And then we lose 1 time. Alright. Back in sweet. Extra dice for me. Alright, now that I should have better luck, I am going to walk. And hopefully not trip and injure myself. But I'm going to see if we can get this victim the fuck out of here. So with 3 dice, we're going to attempt walking. The dangerous act of walking. Alright, we got 1 success. 1 partial, so I can discard if I want to. I really don't want to. I can move up to 1 space. I think I'm just going to do that. So I'm going to take this victim to the exit space. Victim gets saved. Now I have to decide what I want to do. This is still in my hand. So when Ava saves a victim, she gets to choose from the following perks. I can decrease the horror level, move 1 space, or regain health. I'm at full health, can't get extra health. So I can either move 1 space or decrease the horror level. If I move one space, I can go back in the spot with the killer and attack them. But I think I'm going to decrease the horror level and just try to keep it as low as possible because that shit's going to increase fast. So I'm going to take that. So we plug that victim into that space, gain that perk, decrease horror level by 1. Horror level is currently 0. Good stuff. Look at that, we got fireworks. Okay. Next. So I still have a walk card and search and weak attack. So I can still move. My action phase is not yet over unless I decide I don't want to do it anymore. But I am going to try to walk again. And then I just need to decide if I want to go back into the killer space. I do have weak attack. I could try to attack them, especially while I have 3 dice. I have better luck. Or I can go towards the shed, which I do want to search the shed at some point and try to find a weapon. So I don't know if we want to play aggressive or defensive. But I'm going to roll my walk first, and then we'll decide which direction we want to go. Ooh. If we're feeling brave. Alright, I at least got 1 success. I don't have enough cards. Well, I do have cards to discard, but I'm not doing that. If I failed, I might. So 1 success. I get to move up to 1 space and lose 1 time. So let me take care of the time. So we're down to 4 on time. Now I have to decide where the fuck I want to go. One of the main reasons why I'm wanting to do an attack is that killer. We've already taken 1 damage from him. So I kind of want to attack him while he's like down a little bit. But then I'm also ending my turn in the same space as the killer. And when you attack a killer, they become the active killer. So he's absolutely going to attack me back in the next turn. So I think I'm not going to do that. If I had like guard or retaliate, I think that would be a better plan. But knowing that he's going to attack me back, I'm going to walk the other direction. Which will probably catch up to me anyway, but we're going to try our best. So I'm going to go over here and working my way towards the shed. So I'm going to discard my walk. That's been resolved. And then my other action cards I can't do anything with. So we're going to hold on to those. And I'm going to end my action phase here. I'm just checking to make sure I have done everything correctly up to this point. I think we're good. Okay. Doing okay. We saved 1 victim. I've damaged 1 killer. Our horror level is 0. Not bad. Alright, I have 4 time to spend. I'm going to take the guard card because the killer is very, very close. So that costs 2. So I have 2 left. I definitely want to move on my next turn, so I think I'm going to get sprint. I would love to get the close calls, but I think I'm going to take sprint. I mean, I have 3 dice, so my luck is pretty good anyway. So I'm in a good position to not take the close call cards, assuming the horror level stays low. So I am... Oh, this is in the wrong spot. I'm going to take the sprint card so I can move. So that's my other 2 times, 0 time, out of time. Moving on to the killer phase. But before I do that, I have to return my cards. 0 cost action cards and the retaliate card. Where does this go? What did I fuck up? Distraction goes here. Very particular about my tableau. Okay, so that's fine. And then I have sprint and guard for my next turn. Great. So our next phase is the killer phase. Before we go into that, I'm going to take a super quick break. and we will come back for the terrifying conclusion of Final Girl Intruders at Wingard Cottage. BRB. Okay, I am back. And we are in the killer phase. Baphomet. There we go. Kill time. Alright, killer phase. So the active killer right now is still Baghead. Which is interesting. He's all the way down here. So, but all killers target and attack. There's nobody sharing a space with a killer right now. So, no dice. So we're going to draw a tarot card. Let's see what we get. That wasn't a random attack. If there are no victims on the board, blah, 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 we still have victims. So, wait. Okay. So I'm assuming this is just the active killer because it doesn't say. So Baghead is going to target the closest victim, move and attack. Our movement speed is 2. So Baghead, who's your closest victim, dude? They're not very close, and it specifies victim, not the final girl. So, I think he needs to go in the house. 2, so we're gonna go 1, 2. So he's in the foyer. There's no one to attack in the foyer. Boo-hoo. But we're increasing the horror level. This is why it's so important to keep that shit down. Not to mention the next time a victim gets killed, it's going up again anyway. So we're going to increase that by 1. Let's take a look. We're at 0. Now it's at 1. I still keep my 3rd dice. So that tarot card has been resolved. We are going to put it here. Great. That was kind of boring. Killer phase. Panic phase. No one died. No panicking. Upkeep phase. I don't have anything to upkeep. So we're going back to the final girl. Action phase. So where am I? I wanted to go to the shed to search for items. That means I have to walk by Trish, which is fine. So I am going to sprint and hopefully not trip and hurt myself. We have 3 dice still, so our luck should be pretty good. Let's give it a go. Son of a bee. All right, we got 1 success and 2 nothings. So sprint, 1 success, I can move up to 2 spaces and lose 1 time. So I'm going to compensate for the time. 1, 2, down to 4, move up to 2 spaces. So that's great. I'm running past Trish and going in the shed. She didn't see me. It's fine. All right, so now that we're in the shed, I'm going to continue my action phase and we are going to use the search card. So I'm going to play that and we're going to roll our 3 dice again. There's also supply items in the shed that we can take as well, but let's get an item first. Hiya. We got 1 success and 2 partial successes, so if I wanted to, I could discard cards, but I think I'm happy with the 1 success. So I get to take the top item card at my space, which is great because the top item card, when you deal these out, get put face up, so we know exactly what we're looking for, which is a knife. I will take a knife. I'm happy with that. I kind of want the wooden bat, but it's all the way in the boathouse. So we're going to take the knife. So that's fine. We have knife. Stabby stab. Kill again. Yeah, stabby stab. Alright. So the knife is going to go in our hand. It's a one-handed item. Obviously close range, adds 1 damage. So that's good. That's great. That is successful. I have 4 time. So there are discarded tools in the shed. So I'm going to look at my crafted items and see if we can use those for anything. I can make a nail gun, which I would need to get nails. Oh wait, those aren't discarded tools. Those are the nails. Those are nails. The discarded tools are in the garage. Those little icons are so tiny. Nails. I can also make a slingshot with nails. Or the nail gun. Alright, I'm gonna take the nails. Let's see what it costs. The nails, and you can see it kind of matches the icon. It's just so tiny. Box of nails. Costs 1 time to pick up. So I will take the nails. We're going to put those in my backpack. And we're going to lose 1 time. So time's down to 3. But it's okay. I think those will come in handy. If I can make a nail gun, that'll be freaking amazing. I'm putting this on top because I want to see. It has a range of 0 to 1. And it adds 1 damage. So not amazing, but not bad. And it's one-handed, so I can have my nail gun and my knife and just dual wield that shit. Okay, great. I think I'm going to end my action phase because the only other 2 cards I have I can't really use right now. I can't move. So we're going to end the action phase, go into our planning phase with 3 time. I am going to pick up my 0 cost action cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have 2, so that's 7. So I can get 3 cards. I only have 3 time though, so we're not going to surpass our hand limit. So this is interesting. I could take another search card if I want to search the shed again. I have guard. I can't afford retaliate. I think I'm just going to do search for 2 and then a close call for 1 and take my 0 cost action cards. So that's that. So this is my new hand. I need to like organize my stuff here. I've got walk, focus, short rest, close call, and search. This little thing is like the best investment. Look at my beautiful cards. It's amazing. It's like one of those little Scrabble tile holder things. Okay, so the cards I played last turn, we can return to the tableau. We've got search and sprint. So those are back on the market for next time. All right. Planning phase is over. Return this to 6. Let's see what the killers are up to. So all killers are going to target and attack. There's nobody in their space. So we're going to draw a tarot card. It was wearing a mask. Increase the horror level. Okay, well that's just great. So I'm losing a dice. There are no victims. Well, there are. All right, active killer changes from Baghead to Zeke. And then he's going to target a victim. And he's going to move. Our movement speed is still 2. For some reason, last time I played, this, like, shot way, way up. We got, like, a lot of victims died in the beginning, which put me really at a disadvantage. But this we're moving at a steadier pace this time, but we're getting close. All right, 2 on the movement speed. Closest victim, not final girl, victim. He's pretty freaking far. They're all in the damn house. So he could either go 1, 2 and be closer to the lakefront. If we do the garage. The garage is connected to the laundry room from the looks of it. But there's still, like, no victims over there. I think the lakefront is closer for him. So I'm going to move him into the same space as Trish, which is right outside of where I am, which is terrifying. So he's going to attack, but there's nobody in his space to attack, so that's not happening. But pretty creepy, because now I'm pretty much cornered in the shed. But with any luck, we'll be able to build some weapons. All right, sick. Killer phase, panic phase, upkeep phase, blah, blah, blah. Back to the final girl, Ava. Alright. This is going to feel a little repetitive, but I'm going to use my focus cards to try to get that horror level back down and get my 3rd dice back. So we're going to play focus. With 2 dice, I got 2 partial successes. So here's the thing. I have all kinds of shit that I can discard, and I have a close call. I think I'm going to discard my short rest and my other focus. Change one of these. I think that's it. I'm going to hold on to my close call for now. So 1 success, we lose 1 time, bring the horror level down by 1, add a dice. Okay. I'm going to search while I'm in here with my 3 dice. And then we're going to get the fuck out. Alright, 1 success, 2 nothing. That's totally fine. Take the top item card at your space, which at this point it is upside down, so we have no idea what we're going to get. Wooden bat. Let's go. Why are there so many baseball bats? This is amazing. This is amazing. This is a 2-handed weapon. 0 range, adds 1 damage. I'm going to put that in my backpack for right now because I already have the knife in my 1 hand. I can't rearrange my items until I get to the upkeep phase. If I was only holding a 1-handed weapon, I could put, if this was a 1-handed weapon, I could put it in my other hand. But because I'm currently holding the knife, I cannot also hold the baseball bat. But we have it, so that's good. There is, oh, dude, this is fucking crazy. So one of the weapons I can make is called a disemboweler, and it's a baseball bat with a knife. I need rope to tie them together, but that would be fucking cool. The rope is in the boathouse. All right, this is insane. I'm freaking out. So I'm gonna walk, and I am gonna make my way to the boathouse. If I get that rope, we are gonna disembowel these motherfuckers. Wish me luck. All right, I'm playing one walk. I do have a close call if I need it. Let me put this back over here. All right, one success. It's fine. It's fine. We're gonna take it. So I'm walking one space. We're hanging out with Trish and Zeke. I lose one time, so that's gonna go down to 4. All right, I am gonna play my other walk card and see if I can move at least one more space, get myself to that lakefront. Technically, while I'm here, I could attack one of them and then walk. I know I already put it down, but let me think about this for a second. I can do weak attack. I have the knife. And as long as I don't utterly fail that, I can continue my turn and I could walk. Should I try it? I feel like I haven't been being aggressive this game. And maybe I'm missing out on an opportunity. I don't know. All right, I'm going to attack. Ugh. We're going to play weak attack. Especially while I have 3 dice. I feel like it's helpful. Oh, you son of a bitch. Okay, we got one success. I have a partial. I really don't want to discard anything that I have because I need my walk card because I need to get the fuck out of this space. But I'm going to lose a health. I could use my close call, but I want to save that for my walk to make sure I can get out. All right, I'm going to keep the one success on the weak attack, so we're going to deal a damage and take a damage. And I'm targeting Zeke. He's the active killer. He's in my space. So Zeke is going to take 1 damage. I'm going to kill that motherfucker. And I'm also taking 1 damage because I managed to hurt myself when I stabbed him. Okay. That's fine. So that's been resolved. So now I'm going to walk away. 3 dice. Let's go. Oh, wait. No, he takes 2 damage because I have the knife. Bruh. Fuck you, dude. Alright. The knife modifies your attack card. So my weak attack did 1 damage. Knife adds the damage. Perf. Alright. Walk. 1 success. Whoops. That's fine. That's fine. I'll take it. So we're gonna move 1 space. I'm gonna go over here to the lakefront with these 2 victims. I still have my guard card. I still have a close call, so that will help defend myself if it comes down to that. I'm going to end my action phase here. We're going to go to my planning phase. I have 4 time to spend. I have guard and close call. I would like to move. So I'm going to take a sprint card. And that costs 2, so I have 2 left. Trying to decide if I want search. I'm trying to get to the boathouse. I don't need to search to get the rope. I have 2. Maybe I'll take the other sprint card. I need to cover some ground here. All right, so that's that. Resetting to 6, returning cards. Great. All right. I need to save some more victims is what I need to do. Ugh. Okay. So that's that. So we're going into the next killer phase. So all killers target and attack. There's no victims in the spaces with the killers, so we're going to draw a tarot card. We're all going to die if there are no victims on the board. Otherwise, so active killer is still Zeke. He's going to move towards the closest victim and attack, which is in my space. So he's going to go here, kill 1 victim. They go in the dead pool. Bloodlust goes up 1, which means the horror level goes up 1, which means I lose my 3rd dice. Okay. Great. What happens next? Then the killer changes to the next active killer, which is Trish. Ugh. Why does it have to be the one that's closest? So she's going to target the closest victim, which is the one in my space, and she's going to attack it. So we kill that victim, move that victim to the dead pool, move the horror level or the bloodlust level up 1 again, which is going to reveal the killer's dark power. I don't want to do it. Strength in numbers. Oh, I got this one last time. Each attack does 1 additional damage for each other killer on the same or adjacent space. So that's very bad because right now I'm standing in a space with 2 killers. So if they were to attack me, they'd have extra damage. So I'm glad I got those 2 sprint cards because I need to go. We need to go right now. We're not doing a panic phase because they killed all the victims that were in that space. So we're moving to the upkeep phase. So this is where I can rearrange items and I can decide if I want to put the wooden bat in my hand instead of the knife. It doesn't really matter. They're both close range. They both add 1 damage. The knife is one-handed, so I think I'm going to keep that just so I have a hand free. My goal is to get to the boathouse, get the rope, craft the disemboweler, and then that would become a 2-handed weapon. I don't know if once you craft a weapon, if it immediately goes in your hands or if you have to wait until the next upkeep phase. Let me see what it says. Crafting allows you to gain an available crafted item card by discarding the item cards and supply item cards, as well as losing the required amount of time. When you gain a crafted item card, either place it into your hand or backpack slot. Okay, that makes sense, because I'd be discarding the knife and bat to get the disemboweler, so it can just go right in my hands when it's created. I will be so happy if I can do that. All right, so we are going to sprint. Run for your lives. I only have 2 dice, which sucks. Ugh. Okay, 1 success. I think I'll take it. I get to move up to 2 spaces, which is fine. And then we're going to lose a time, so I'm going to accommodate that now. 1 success. Move up to 2 spaces, which is perfect. I'm moving here. I'll show you the location board. So I was in the lakefront with the killers. We're going to move to this space and then into the boathouse. So that's completely perfect. We've got the rope icon, so we are going to pick up the rope. What does the rope cost? The rope costs 1 time to pick up. Why is there such a glare? All right, so we're going to spend 1 time picking up the rope. So I'm going to put that in my backpack. This is crazy. So I think I'm going to do it. So if we want to craft the disemboweler, I want to put this on my other cam because it seems to be a little bit better, even though there's a glare. The disemboweler, I think the lens is dirty. We need the wooden bat, the knife, and the rope in 2 time. So I have wooden bat, knife, and rope. So we're going to discard those 3 things in exchange for the disemboweler. And then I need to get rid of 2 times. So I have 4, so down to 2. So that's not good. That's not great, but I think it's worth it. So the disemboweler, we're going to put that in our hands. It's a 2-handed item. Hands are full. Discarding everything else. I'm just going to chuck those over there. Great. That's fucking awesome. So the disemboweler, that adds 2 damage to my attack, and it says after applying damage to the targeted enemy, decrease the horror level for each other enemy on the same or adjacent space. And we're kind of lucky because 2 of the killers are on the same space. So if I go over there and attack them, the horror level would go down. So I think that's what I'm going to try to do. Because I have the cards. No, I don't. I don't have an attack card. Fuck! What happened to my weak attack? I do have the guard card, though. The cool thing about the disemboweler, too, is it does not have a limited number of uses. Like, I can just keep using that thing. A lot of weapons, they have, you can only use them a certain number of times before they break or whatever. So that's pretty freaking cool. Do I want to just stay where I am? I might just stay here. I have my sprint card. But, like, I don't want to go anywhere. And I lose time if I sprint no matter what. So I think I'm just going to stay in the boathouse. Yeah. Let's do that. So I'm going to end my action phase here. Planning phase. I get my 0 cost action cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 2. I think I'm just going to take the other close call, and we'll just waste the last bit of time that we have. And I'm going to put these back in my hand. There's my weak attack. All right. We'll see what we can come up with for our next turn, if we survive. I think Baghead's going to go on a killing rampage. Alright, killer phase. Let's do this. All killers, attack. There's nobody to attack. Tever card. We were passing by and thought we heard a scream. You probably did. Place 2 new victims at the porch. Here's our victim pool. We're putting 2 victims on the porch. Neighbors are coming over to see what the fuck is going on. And we increase our horror level. Hate it. Now we're on 3. Alright, and then we pull an event. Can't wait to see what that is. Hopefully it's something fortuitous. Event says, getting resourceful. I went to survivalist camp. Crafting requires 1 less time. Well, we already crafted. So could have used that earlier, but it's fine. I'm not really planning on doing any more crafting. What do I have? I have nails. If I had rope, I could make a slingshot. Like, how many times can I pick up rope? Can I just do it as many times? Like, I'm still in the space with the rope. If I spend the time, can I pick up more rope? Or no, because once you discard it, it's gone. Because you only have the one thing. So I can't use the rope ever again. I used it for the disemboweler. I can't use it for the slingshot. Damn. I have nails. I could make the nail gun. I need to get the discarded tools, though, which are in the garage. Alright. We'll think about it later. Crafting costs 1 less. Good. Is that it? I think that's it. That was a very random killer phase. Alright. Man. Alright, panic phase, nobody died. Upkeep phase, I'm good on that. So, I have a walk or a sprint, and then I have my weak attack. I want to attack these motherfuckers. I think I can kill Zeke. I'm just gonna use walk, because I really only need... Oh, I need to move 2 spaces. Ooh! Actually, let me use my focus cards to see if I can get the horror level down a little bit and maybe get a 3rd dice for this. So I'm going to play 1 focus card, 2 dice. Son of a bitch. I don't really need 2 walks. Okay, this is crazy. I'm going to discard a close call and a walk. Ooh, where the fuck did this come from? That was from my last turn, right? Okay, I played focus. I'm discarding close call and walk to change my partial success to a 1 success. So we're going to lose 1 time, decrease the horror level by 1. I'm going to play my other focus. Oh, you fucking bastards. Lose 2 time. Wait a minute. No. Fuck you. Fuck you. Close call. Reroll all dice. Give me something to work with. I feel like I need to do it. I need to do it. I will discard my short rest and my walk. This is so risky. I don't like this at all. Ooh. All right, give me 1 success. I'm just gonna move this down and give me an extra dice. Holy fuck. Now I'm gonna sprint. This is it, man. Alright, we got 1 success. Move up to 2 spaces, lose 1 time. Holy shit. Move 2 spaces. So I'm going here and here. So now I'm in the space with the killer. We're gonna play weak attack with the disemboweler. And I'm targeting Zeke. Like, I can choose which killer I target, right? It doesn't have to be the active killer. Woohoo! Alright, 1 success. So I take 1 damage. I'm just gonna go ahead and do that now. It's fine. Now my attack on Zeke. I deal 1 damage plus 2 from the disemboweler, so I'm dealing 3 damage. So Zeke here, he's got 2 health left. So we're gonna take those. Now I dealt 3 damage, so there's 1 damage left over. So his final health token we're gonna reveal, and he does not come back for 1 last scare. So Zeke is dead. And furthermore, because I have the disemboweler, when I apply damage to the targeted enemy for each other enemy on the same space, I decrease the horror level. So because Trish is in that space, horror level goes down 1 more. That is amazing. Alright, so we've lost 1 killer, which is Zeke. So I'm going to remove him. And this is great because their dark power is active, which means that the killer does additional damage if there's another killer in her space. So because Zeke is now dead, Trish does not get that perk anymore because he's not in her space. So let's finish our action phase. I'm pretty much out of cards. I have the guard card. We're going to save that for when Trish tries to fucking kick my ass here in a minute. So we're ending the action phase. The planning phase, I have 4. I could take retaliate. And then if she attacks me, which she will, if that works with the disemboweler, that would land a pretty fucking decent blow on her. I'm gonna take it. Spend all my time on one fucking card. We're getting brave. But I have, like, I don't know. They killed me good last time I played, so I am, like, on a mission for vengeance here. Okay, so return cards to the tableau. 0 cost action cards. Sprint. Focus, focus, close call, walk, short rest. I need to heal myself too. I'm not even paying attention to the fact that I have fucking 2 health. Like, I'm gonna fucking die. I need to be really, really careful about not taking damage here. Alright. That's it. Alright, we're going into our killer phase. This could get hairy. Alright, so all killers attack nearest victim or final girl. So obviously Trish is going to attack me. She is the active killer anyway. I thought Zeke was the active killer. I don't know when Trish became the active killer. When the active killer dies, it goes to the next one, which I think would be her anyway, so whatever, it's fine. So she's attacking me. Her attack power is 2. She's not amplified because there's not a killer in the adjacent space. She's attacking me. I'm going to use retaliate and hopefully get a good result. So we're playing retaliate. I have 3 dice. I'm using the disemboweler to modify my attack. Please, for the love of God, give me something good here. No! No! Fucking fuck. That was like my plan, like to return damage on her. I could have done up to 4 damage on her, which would have like almost wiped her out. Oh God, why? Why? Alright. But at least when it fails, nothing bad happens. I don't take damage. Or I mean like from this. Whatever. I'm using my guard card because she'll fucking kill me. So I got 1 success on the guard, which means I reduced damage by 2. Her attack power is 2, so I don't take any damage. Oh, you bastards. Now I need to be really careful because I still have to draw a terror card. If my terror card has her attack me again, I got nothing left. I don't like this. That was bad. That was very, 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 very bad. Alright, let's see what our terror card says. Go away. Each killer in your space or in a space with a victim takes damage. I'm okay with that. But each killer damaged this way then attacks. So I'm getting attacked anyway. So Trish is going to take 1 damage. So let's take this. And then she's going to attack me, which is 2 damage. So that means I'm down to my final health, which also means I get an extra dice. So I guess that's okay. And then we're going to pull an event. I'm terrified. Brainstorming. They called me MacGyver when I was a kid. Randomly select 2 crafted item cards from the unused crafted items. They are now available to craft. I don't understand what that means. I think God, I have to dig through the components. Hold on a second. I think what that means. Crafted items. Damn it. Crafted items. Oh shit. I just dropped cards everywhere. I think there's a deck of crafted items, and when you set up the game, you only deal out 4 of them. So I think what it's telling me to do is go through the unused deck of crafted items that like weren't dealt, and then like pick 2 of them to add into like the pool of crafted items. It doesn't mean I can like craft an item now. So the unused crafted items, which are these, because I've only crafted this in Bowler, so we're going to add 2. So porcupine and spear. I'm adding those to the pool, I guess. I think that's what that means. And then we discard that. Okay, I'm going to do this. Discarded events and then my active event. That was confusing. Okay, so these are our crafted items that we haven't made yet. And then that was the event. Alright, that was weird. That is going to end our killer phase. Panic phase, nothing happens. That was really strange, but I feel very lucky that I didn't get attacked again. This is going very oddly, I feel like, at this point. Panic phase, upkeep phase, blah, blah, blah. Alright, back to the killer final girl for another action phase. This is crazy. Wait, hold on. Fuck. I don't have any cards. Did I do my planning phase? Last round I did because I took... Oh god, oh god. Did I use all my cards? Then I know I spent 4 to get retaliate. And then I used those during the killer phase. I don't know. I don't have any cards. So I can't do anything. Which sucks. Absolutely sucks. Because I'm on the same space as the killer. He's gonna kill me immediately. That's fucked up. How did I end up with no cards? Like, I don't even get my 0 cost cards back. I must have played them all on the last turn. I think I did. That wasn't smart. Okay. Oh, God. Okay, I literally can't do anything. So I'm going to take back my 0 cost action cards. Return these to the tableau. I am so fucked. I can't even defend myself. This is dumb. Alright, whatever. I literally can't do anything. And I have 4 dice. There's no point. So we're just going right back to the killer phase. So Trish is going to attack me. She does 2 damage. If I die right now, I'm going to be so mad. I don't understand what happened. Thank you, baby Jesus. So my final health token revealed that I still have 3 more health. So we are... mustering our guster. Is that what they say? Is that all the guster you can muster? Alright. This hasn't really happened to me before, so I don't fully know what I'm supposed to do. Where's my rule book? I think I get 2 regular health tokens and then the white one. Hold, please. Final health token. Okay. If the token isn't blank, you come back to life. Replace the final black health token with a white final health token, and based on how much health was showing on the back of the token, make up the rest of normal health markers. Okay. But that still gives me an extra dice, so that's cool. So we're doing it right. So I have 3 health plus an extra dice. So we're still on 4 dice. Still alive somehow. That was the beginning of the killer phase. We still have to draw a terror card, so I could very well still die. Place the killer at the porch. Oh, is Tammy home? That's funny. Wait, I have to change this. Is Tammy home? Oh yeah, that's what she says in the movie. She says, is Tamara home? And they're like, Tamara doesn't live here. Place the killer at the porch. When it says the killer, I assume they mean the active killer, right? Which is Trish. So bye, Trish. Oh, fuck. Horror level, whoops, is going to increase, which is kind of fine because it's at 0 anyway, so whatever. Okay. It's a very odd set of terror cards, I feel like. That was fucked up. So that's it for the killer phase. No victims died. We've only lost 1 victim this entire time. Oh no, that's the victim pool. My dead pool. We've lost 5 victims. Haha. I was like, wait, why is there only 1? Okay, well, that's precarious, but we're gonna move into our action phase. Thank God. So I've got my 0 cost action cards. Probably shouldn't play them all at once, but I'm going to. And I'm not going to play my focus cards. I don't care. I have 4 dice. What's going to fucking happen? I am so far away from all the killers right now, though. We're going to play short rest because I want some damn health. So I'm going to roll all 4 of my dice. Does that count? I guess that counts. Whatever. I want my full success. What can I discard? I'm just gonna discard my 2 focus cards because I don't really care. I should, but I don't. So we're gonna get full success on that. I gain 2 health. I'm back at my max health. I just don't have a final health token anymore. So, like, when I have my white health token, that always means I have an extra dice, right? That seems, like, unfair. Or, no, it's only when I have that one left, I think. So that was kind of a bad roll. I should have only rolled 3 dice. It's only when I'm down to that token. Alright, I rolled again and actually got a better result, so I'm gonna forgive myself for fucking that up. Walk. Do I want to walk? Or do I just want to fucking stay here and do nothing? I have nails. Can I do anything cool with nails? I kind of want the discarded tools. The trash can lid. Wooden bat. I don't know. I just want to kill these motherfuckers. I'm gonna walk. Let's go towards the porch. Yeah! Alright, 1 success. Move one space, lose one time. So I'm gonna go here. There's wood there, but I don't need wood, do I? Can't really use wood for anything. Okay. Move one space, lose one time. I can walk again. Might as well. I don't really want to use all my cards, but I've got 3 dice, so I'm gonna do it. Fuck you. Failed. I can either move one space and lose a health in 2 time, or just lose 2 time. I don't really want to lose health. It's not that important to me to move, so I'm just going to lose 2 time, which sucks. Alright, that's going to end my action phase. So in my planning phase, I have 3. I'm going to... have 3. I want to make sure I like have things to do next turn, so I think I'm gonna take weak attack. I'm gonna take sprint, which costs 2. One time. I'm gonna sell my weak attack. You can discard cards to gain time. I never do that, but I'm gonna do it. So I have 2, and I'm gonna take the guard card. Just in case. Just in case. So that's done. So now return these. 0 cost action cards. That's our planning phase. I'm gonna take a quick break, and then we'll come back and do our killer phase. There's only 2 tarot cards left, so this game is gonna end fairly soon. Oh my god, it's been an hour and a half. It is not supposed to take this long. Although I guess with 3 killers, it's a lot, right? Like if there was only 1 killer, like we would have fucking won this like 3 turns ago. Okay, so I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Hopefully we should be able to finish this in the next couple minutes. I don't think I'm gonna win because there's still 2 killers alive and there's only 2 tarot cards left. So this is about to get really fucking weird. And they're about to kill some victims, which means our bloodlust is gonna go up, so the killers are gonna be super powered. Okay. Killer phase. She's gonna attack the victim, so we're gonna kill 1 victim, move him to the dead pool, move the bloodlust meter up, which means our horror level increases, so that's going to 2, which means we lose a dice. Okay. So that resolves the killer action. And then our second to last terror card. Fuck. Minor dark power, coordinated attack. At the end of each killer phase, resolve the following effect. Change the active killer, target, final girl, or victim, move, attack, and the killers all get 2 extra health. Lucky me. Like I said, this shit's about to escalate, so that is what just happened. But I'm at full health, so this could drag on a little bit. So here we go. This will be interesting. All right, so that technically ends our killer phase, so I think we need to execute this action before we move on. So resolve the following effects. So the active killer is going to change. So from Trish, we're going to go to Baghead. And he's going to target the closest victim. And he's in the house, so I'm going to have him go. Let's go in the family room. There's 3 victims in there. And this is where, like, choice comes into play. Like, I could go, there's like 3 different places I could go, right? Actually 4. I could go in the kitchen too. So, like, how do you choose which one you want to go to? But I'm gonna go to the family room because that's where the most victims are. So that's gonna be the logic there. If I wanted to be really mean to myself, I could have them go on the porch because they do more damage when they're together, but that doesn't really affect anything right now anyway. So we're gonna go in there. He's going to attack, so he's gonna kill one of these victims. So they go here, bloodlust goes up again. Great. So now the killer phase is over. We're gonna go into the panic phase, which is actually gonna happen this time because we have lots of victims in spaces with killers. So the victims are all gonna panic. So it's kind of glad that we get to see this mechanic because it doesn't happen very often. So I'm gonna panic the one with Trish first. So this victim on the porch is gonna panic. So we're gonna roll a dice. We rolled a 2, which means that victim is going to flee into this space. And then we're gonna panic the 2 victims in the family room with Baghead. So we rolled a 3. So one of them is gonna go, 2 to 4 goes in the kitchen. Other victim rolled a 1, 2 to 4, and 5 to 6. So that one's panicking but doesn't leave that room. They're just paralyzed with fear. Okay, that was fun. So that ends our panic phase. So we're going to go back to our action phase. So let's see how Ava's doing. She's chilling with her disemboweler, got full health, got 2 dice. Action phase. I'm going to play sprint because it's really all I have. And let's just go towards the killer. Why not? 2 dice. If I fuck this up, I'm in big trouble. Oh my god! Double success, which means I can move up to 3 spaces and I lose 1 time. So we're just gonna do that now. Move up to 3 spaces. Here's something interesting. So I want to try to save this victim. And I can move 1. Oh, wait. I was going to say I can go 1, 2, 3 to the driveway, but victims will not follow you into a space with the killer. But there's an exit space here. So I can technically go 1, 2, and then I still have one more movement space. So I'm going to do that. So we're going to move here, grab this victim, come with me, take you to the exit. You're leaving. So I can gain health, which I'm at max anyway. So my other two options are move 1 space, which I have 1 residual movement, or I can decrease the horror level. I think we're going to decrease the horror level. I want that 3rd dice for my next killer phase, so I can use my guard. I've got 5 time. Okay, so we're going to do that. So bring me back to the board. I'm pretty sure I have a carryover movement from that. So I'm going to go back into this space. I don't think it says anything about backtracking into spaces, but let me double check since I already fucked up at least once. I don't feel like this game is botched though. Sometimes I make mistakes that I'm like, this doesn't count. It doesn't say anything. It just says you can move up to the number of times indicated. You can only move into an adjacent space, obviously. Any unused movement is lost. You can move to and from the killer space without restriction or penalty. When leaving a space containing victims, you can take up to 2 victims with you. Saving victims. It says you can save victims even if you're passing through an exit space. So you don't have to like stop your movement at an exit space if you're saving a victim. You can continue moving. Whatever. I would love to get all the victims saved so I can get my extra perk, but I don't see myself saving 3 more victims in the time that is left. Alright, we used all our movement, saved a victim. That was good. That wasn't really on my to-do list, was saving that victim, but we did it, so that's great. So I think I'm just going to end my action phase here. I do have a guard card, so if anyone comes after me, I'll at least be able to defend myself. So I'm going to move to my planning phase, which means I get my 0 cost action cards back, which is amazing because we're going to want those, I think, for next time. Don't need that. More focus cards. Sprint is gonna go back. Oh wait, I have to do my buy phase first. I've got 5. I'm gonna take retaliate. Fuck you, dude. And close call. Not screwing around anymore. You're gonna die. Okay. Planning phase is over. We're moving on to our next killer phase. We're getting very close to the finale. Okay, all killers attack. So Baghead is going to attack this victim. They're dead. They go in the dead pool. Bloodlust goes up. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Our last terror card. Fuck you. At the beginning of the killer phase, the killer with the lowest health recovers health, and they get 2 extra health as it is. Not liking this. Not liking this at all. Okay. So that's the end of the killer phase. What's going to happen says we're going to resolve coordinated attack first. So at the end of the killer phase, resolve the following effect. Active killer changes, so we're going to change this to Trish. She's going to target the closest victim or final girl. Technically, I'm closer. They're supposed to target victims first. But I kind of want her to attack me. And then she's going to move and attack. Their movement speed is 3. So technically she could go after victims. Ugh, I think they're supposed to attack the victims first. No, it says the target is whomever. It should be whoever. Whoever is closest, victim or final girl. All right. I may not always be honoring that, but we're going to do it. Final girl is closest, so Trish is going to attack me due to coordinated attack. All right, so her damage right now is 3. They get a boost if there's a killer in the same or adjacent space, but he's not in a connected space. So she's going to deal 3 damage to me. I'm going to use retaliate because duh. With the disemboweler with 3 dice. And I have close calls and plenty of cards to discard if I need to. I'm going to kill this bitch. Or at least get rid of her dark powers. Fuck you. Alright, I got 1 success. I can discard. I'm going to discard my short rest and my walk to make this a success. We've got 2. So retaliate, I'm ignoring all damage from her attack and I'm dealing 2 damage. 2. Plus 2 from the disemboweler. Just making sure I'm not missing anything. We're dealing 4 damage. I think that's right. So what we're going to do, you take the damage from the dark powers first. So both of these are going the fuck away. Bye-bye. Alright. Which is good, because that means she's not going to recover health at the end of that phase. So that's helpful. But she still didn't take any damage herself. Which is kind of dumb. Alright, so that's good. That's over. So now the problem... Killer phase is over. Panic phase I don't really need to do. Upkeep phase, we have to reveal the finale if no terror cards are left. So that's what I was not looking forward to. Because shit's gonna get real. Finale. The finale says, release the beast. All killers are considered active for the rest of the game. Perform the killer action starting with the topmost killer. That doesn't make any sense to me, because you do this action for all killers anyway. The active killer is usually driven by the terror deck, and we're out of terror cards. I don't know. Maybe I'm not interpreting the active killer correctly, but I don't know why that's different from it just being normal. All killers are considered active. I don't know. Whatever. That doesn't concern me. Great. So that ends that. So we're going back to the action phase, which is me. I'm in the same space as Trish, so I'm gonna fucking attack her. With my 3 dice and my disemboweler, which has unlimited uses, which I find odd. Okay, so we're gonna do weak attack. I've got 3 dice. That was a complete and utter failure. So I'm gonna play close call and re-roll all dice. Damn. I'm going to discard walk and focus to give myself 1 success on that. So 1 success on weak attack means I deal 1 damage, I take 1 damage. I'm going to take my damage first, and I'm going to deal my 1 damage plus 2 from the disemboweler. So 3 damage to Trish. She's got 5 health right now, so 1... Oh wait, that's not her. I was going to say, I know I hit her before. She's got... Well, she does still have 5, but we're going to take 1, 2, 3, right? She's got 1 health and her final health token left. Alright, that's pretty good. I have focus and guard. I guess I'll play focus while I'm here with 3 dice. If the killers kill another victim, the horror level is going to go up by 2, so we're going to try to keep that low. We got 1 success, so that's great. Our horror level is going to go down by 1, and then we're losing 1 time. I don't know why my time wasn't at 6, but I won't question it. That's fine. I feel like I didn't reset it last time, but I will take the hit on that. Alright, I'm going to end my action phase there. I have 4 time to spend. What do we have that's going to be useful? I'm going to take Furious Strike. I'm not fucking around anymore. Alright, let's put these back. Focus, weak attack. Walk, short rest. Close call, focus, walk. Okay. This is crazy, you guys. Alright, so we're going back to the killer phase. I don't understand. I want to read about the active killer because I don't understand why the finale is saying all killers are active. Like, how is that different? I don't know. Okay. Killer phase. So they're attacking. This is the first killer phase that I've had the finale active, right? So Trish is gonna attack me because I'm in her space. So she is dealing 3 damage. I'm gonna use my guard card with 3 dice. You better. Alright, we got 1 success, which means I reduced damage by 2. And she's dealing 3, so I still take 1 damage. So that's fine. And there's no retaliation with that one. Okay, so that's good. And then all killers. So Baghead is going to target the closest victim and move and attack. And the movement speed is 3 now. So I'm just going to go in the next room, which is that one. There's 2 victims there, so he's going to attack. Kill 1 victim, move them to the dead pool. Bloodlust goes up 1, which means horror level goes up 2. 1, 2. And then that's it for that. Okay. Panic phase. That victim is going to panic. Four, which means they go outside. Alright. That's the end of that killer phase. This is so weird. So now it's Final Girl. My turn, action phase. The only action card I have is Furious Strike. So I'm going to play it. I only have 2 dice, so this could go terribly. But we're going to give it a try. If I fail, we're fucked. 1 success. Oh my god, thank you. Alright, so I do 1 damage modified by the disemboweler, so we get 3 damage. So let me do that first. And obviously we're targeting Trish. So she's got 1 health, so we're going to take that, and then we're going to resolve her final health token, which is blank. So she is dead for reals. So she's dead. Now I need to increase my horror level by 1. So we're up to 3, and then my turn ends, which is fine because I don't have anything else to do anyway. All right, we've got 2 killers down, 1 to go. I have not hit Baghead at all this entire time. He's just been chilling in the house killing people. So he's at full health, and I am not. So I'm going to move into my buy phase. I'm going to take all my 0 cost action cards. I have 6 time. I'm going to go ahead and use that on critical blow. If we can get close to Baghead, we can use that. Ooh, I feel like I should get retaliate though. No, he's going to be killing victims. So he's probably not going to come after me this phase. All right, fine. Okay. Do you want to use focus and short rest on my next turn? Okay. That's what we're going to do. These can get returned, Furious Strike, and Guard. All right. Oh my god. Killer phase. So he's the only killer that's left. I don't know what I did with my active killer token, but it doesn't really matter. So he is going to target the nearest victim, move, and attack. His attack speed is 3, or his movement speed is 3. Closest victim is this one that ran outside, so we're just going to go out there, kill that one. You're dead. Bloodlust goes up. Nothing really changes. This is fine. So, like, if the Bloodlust goes up again, it just says to discard the next terror card. We're out of terror cards. Sometimes it'll say, like, killer regains health, which is bad. So this is not a scary place to be as far as the Bloodlust meter is concerned. So that's the end of that killer phase. This, like, the rest of these turns should go pretty quick because there's not much to do besides just fucking attack each other. And let the dice determine the outcome. There are 2 victims left though, so maybe I can save them. Still won't get me my perk, but alright, let's just go back to panic phase, upkeep phase, action phase. So my turn. I'm gonna play focus. Actually, I need to play short rest too, but I'm gonna focus first with my 2 cards, or 2 dice that I have. Alright, we get 1 success. So focus, we're going to decrease the horror level by 1, lose 1 time. I'm going to play my other focus, see if I can get this down 1 more. Do I want to discard? I think I really just want to, like, stay here, focus, rest. I'm not going to go after the killer this turn. That way I can also use whatever time I have left to buy, retaliate, or guard. So if he does end up coming after me, I can defend myself, which he won't. He's on the other side of the map, so it's fine. So I say that to say this. I'm going to discard my 2 walk cards. I'm not planning on fucking going anywhere this turn, so discard that 1 success. So we're going to decrease the horror level by 1 again, get another dice, lose 1 time. All right, now I'm going to do short rest. 3 dice. Give me something good. What the fuck is that? This one didn't, like, flip over. I feel like it's either a partial success or nothing, though. So I'm just going to take the 1, and we're going to recover 1 health. And then lose a time. So that's bad, but it's okay. So I have 3 time. I think what I'm gonna do is sell weak attack to gain a time, and I'm gonna buy retaliate. So if he does happen to attack me, we'll have a good defense. I have critical blow, so I don't need my weak attack. because I'd rather use that. Okay. So that's gonna end my action phase, planning phase, blah, blah, blah. Put these back. All right, perfect. Now we go back to the killer phase. So he's going to move towards the victims, which movement is 3, which he can just go in there. Kill one of them. Deadpool. Bloodlust just discards the next terror card, which we're out of anyway. So that's pretty much it for the killer phase. Panic phase. That victim is actually going to panic. 4, he goes outside. Okay, bro. This is coming down to the wire, y'all. Okay, so it's back in me. I can't fucking do anything. I didn't get any movement cards. So my timer is reset to 6. So I'm gonna take all my 0 cost, and then I'm gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can have 10 cards. 6 time. That's a lot of fucking time. I'm gonna take improvise, which is 3. 1, 2, 3. You know what? I'm gonna take them both. Fuck it. Alright. I have so many cards. I still have short rest too. It's a beautiful thing. Okay. So that's my planning phase. We're gonna go to the next killer phase. So same thing, he targets a victim, goes out there, kills the victim, blah, 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 discard, nothing to discard. That's basically it. All right, so now it's just me and the killer. No more victims to save. All right, so back to my turn. I am going after this mofo. Let's see, I'm gonna play improvise and then short rest, probably one of my focus cards, and then we got some walking to do. Or I could just let him come to me because he's going to do that eventually. So I'm going to play focus first. 3 dice. Whew, double success. Thank you. So that goes down. That goes up. Love it. I don't really feel like I need this. I'm going to save my improvise for when we're ready to attack. So I'm going to play short rest. Let's discard a focus and a walk to make 1 success. So we're gonna gain 1 health and lose 1 time. That's fine. Okay. I don't want to walk. Let that motherfucker come to me. He's like 3 spaces away and his movement speed is 3. So he's definitely coming next turn. I mean, I could try to make it to him and use critical blow, but I have retaliate, so I think I'm gonna wait and let him come to me. I'll use my retaliate when he attacks me. I have cards that I can discard, and then on the next turn I'll use critical blow. I'll use improvise and then critical blow. Save my walk to discard. Weak attack could be a discard. We've got 2 improvise. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna let him come to me and see what happens. I've got full health. He's got full health. Let's do it. Wait, did I do a buy phase? I need to do a buy phase, right? Holy shit, I have 7. This is insane. Alright, in case I don't kill him and I take damage, actually let me count my cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. I'm going to take long rest, which costs 5, and I'm going to take the 2 close calls, which costs 2. So we're going to have lots of chances to reroll next turn. And then, alright, reset this to 6, return cards. This is crazy. This feels wrong. All right, next killer phase. So killer's going to target me because I'm the only one left. He moves 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. Killer is in my space. He's going to attack me. He deals 3 damage. I'm going to use retaliate with 3 dice. All right, we have 2 partial successes. I think I'm just going to discard my walk and weak attack and make it 1. Ugh. Or do I want to use my... I can discard my close calls to make it 2 successes. But I kind of want to save that for my critical blow. But if I get improvise, that'll be good too. Fuck. Now I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna discard my 2 close calls, make this a full double success. So I'm ignoring all damage from his attack. I'm dealing 2 plus 2 from the disemboweler, so we're dealing 4. So 1, 2, 3. Oh god. 4. Nice. All right. So that was the killer phase. Seems kind of weird. Now we're going back to the final girl phase. Make sure. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to use improvise. All right, I got 1 star. I don't want to discard anything. I think that's fine. So for the next horror roll only, all 3s and 4s are successes. So I'm going to play critical blow, and all 3s and 4s are successes. Didn't roll any 3s or 4s, but I got a 5, so we get 1 success. So I'm dealing 2 damage, plus 2 from the disemboweler, which is 4. So what's going to happen, we remove this, and then we're going to reveal Baghead's final health token. So we dealt 1 damage. We've got 3 residual damage. He does have 1 extra health. So he gains that, and then we give him the white token. Okay. Now, I don't remember if the residual health, if the residual damage gets dealt or gets discarded. Yeah, the extra damage doesn't get applied. Okay. Fuck. Alright, because basically we killed him, he came back to life, whatever. So he's got 2 health, well, technically 1. Right? He only has 1, so he should be on his last health, which is the white one. These tokens are so confusing. Alright. Replace the black final health token with a white final health token, and based on how much health was showing on the back of the black token, make up the rest of the health. There was only 1, so he's just getting the 1. So when the killer is on their final health, I get an extra dice. That's what that means. Alright, jeez. So that was the final girl phase because I played critical blow. Right? I played improvise and then I played critical blow. It's... whatever. So I have improvise and long rest, which aren't going to help me now. What I need is a guard, but it's fine. So my planning phase, I'm going to take my 0 cost guys here. Just walk, focus, and short rest. And then return these. Alright, great. And now I'm going to get punched in the face. So moving on to the killer phase. So he's going to attack me. He deals 3 damage. I have no defense, so I take 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. This is it, you guys. Oh wait, did I? No, we're okay. Like, I didn't skip a buy phase. I feel like I skipped a buy phase, but I don't think I did. Alright, so I took 3 damage, whatever, blah de blah. Yes. So now my turn. There's not much I can do. I don't have any attack cards here. I'm gonna play my improvise card. I have 4 dice. Like, what could go wrong? Whatever. I'm discarding focus and walk. Oh wait, no, I don't want to do that. I do not want to do that. I don't need to do that. We got 1 success. That's fine. For the next horror roll, only 3s and 4s are successes. That's really all I need. Okay, long rest. 3s and 4s are successes. Let's go. Alright, so the 4 is a success, and we rolled a 5. So double success on long rest, so I can get up to 4 health, which is actually my max. So, well, 3 is going to get me to max. And then we lose 1 time. Alright, fine. Buy phase, I get my 2 0 cost back, and then I have 5. I'm going to repurchase Furious Strike and a close call. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm not going to do that. I am not going to do that. We're going to take Retaliate and close call. Okay. And then these go back. Okay. Wait, is it still my... I don't know why I ended my turn. I had weak attack. I could have attacked him. It's okay. It's fine. Whatever. Going back to the killer phase. So he's going to attack me. 3 damage. I'm going to use Retaliate. 4 dice. One success. He only has 1 health. I was like, I could frickin' overkill it, but, so he's dealing 3 damage. I reduce that by 2, so I still take, wait a minute, take 1. I deal back 1 damage plus 2 from the disemboweler. He only has 1, so he's dead. Alright. I think we won. I'm never sure. Whenever I win this game, I'm never sure because there's so much going on with, like, the rules and stuff. I'm like, did I really? Did I do it right? I definitely feel like I screwed up a couple of times, but I don't think the outcome really would have changed. I think a lot of it comes down to what cards you're dealt and obviously what you're rolling. Because when I played this for the first time, like, a week ago, I got my ass completely handed to me. So this was a very, very different experience with this feature film, which is fine, and that's kind of how this game works. It's just different every time. It's not, like, super balanced where, you know, it's even between the final girl and the killer or killers, but it's also not, like, weighted one way or the other. It's every time you play it, it's kind of got a different weight to it as far as, does the final girl seem to have advantages? Do the killers seem to have advantages? It kind of flips around. every time. So I think the Disemboweler helped us a lot. It only adds 2 damage, but that helped a lot. I think the fact that I was able to get rid of the minor dark powers pretty quickly helped. We got rid of amphetamines before they were even able to use it. Otherwise, they would have been recovering health every turn, which would not have been good. So we got lucky there with some of that stuff. I did have a couple of bad rolls, so it wasn't completely in my favor. I do think this finale is weird. That finale doesn't seem very threatening at all. So I might kind of double check and make sure that I'm interpreting that correctly, because the finale is supposed to be like, basically like you're gonna die, like the killer's gonna kill you. So I don't really understand why it took like 5 turns after the finale was revealed to continue. I did also get really lucky where my final health token had, what, 3 health, I think? Because I would have died. They technically killed me, and then I came back, and then I was able to heal myself to get to full health a couple times, so that helped a lot. So yeah, I don't know. I like this box. I was a little bit intimidated to play it. I've had it for like 2 years and just played it for the first time last week. I was a little intimidated by the fact that there are 3 killers. I've also played the one that's based on the Thing, which is the organism. Panic at Station 2891. This one's based on the Thing, and this one also has 3 killers. It has up to 3 killers. Because basically there's victims who are like exposed to the virus or whatever, and then they will either mutate into one of the things, or they test negative and they don't mutate. So you can have up to 5 killers or 3 killers with this one, but sometimes the victims don't mutate. So sometimes you only get 1, sometimes you get 2, and they're all different. They have different health and different abilities and stuff. So it's not quite the same as the Intruders, where there's 3 killers, but they're kind of really functioning as one. They get all the same abilities and everything like that. So it's not quite as complicated as the Panic at Station 2891. But I still definitely recommend, if you're new to Final Girl, they used to sell a starter pack, so you need the core box with all the actual like Final Girl stuff, and then the feature film has like the killers and locations. I definitely recommend starting off with Han's Camp Happy Trails, which is basically based on Friday the 13th. This is definitely the easiest one, I would say. You can usually get this in the starter pack with the core box. That's the easiest one to learn the game with, I feel like, and then you can kind of add more complex boxes with different mechanics and stuff. The feature films will come with their own kind of add-ons to the rules. So it's good to kind of learn the core game before you start adding in all of these other components. But if you're an experienced tabletop gamer, you can probably jump right into one of the more complicated boxes and pick it up. I'm glad that I have somewhat experience with kind of similar games to this, so there were certain things that I was able to draw similarities, like even for example with like the tableau and the buy phase, like that's kind of similar to how it works in Dominion. So if you've played Dominion, you know, the planning phase kind of comes naturally with how much spend do you have, how many buys do you have, that sort of thing. So it's easy to kind of draw from other games if you have experience with to kind of apply the rules here. And then obviously there's things that are kind of like completely new that you have to kind of figure out. But so yeah, we won, I guess. So that's cool. Thank you for watching. I will probably stream this game again, probably maybe this box, maybe a different box. I feel like I have a pretty okay setup. I definitely want to get a better camera, so you guys can kind of read a little bit better what's going on the screen here, but we'll save this setup for another time to be able to play this again. It's been a long time since I played it, so but I'm pretty happy with that playthrough. It took longer than it should have. But we did it, so thanks for sticking with me. We will see you soon. I'm probably going to change my streaming schedule for 2026. So I'll let you guys know what my plans are, but we definitely want to finish Blair Witch and Forgive Me, Father. So those will be coming up. Thank you so much for watching. Happy New Year, and I hope everyone stays warm. It's getting pretty cold out there in this part of the world, so thank you, and we will see you soon.